It's the gift that keeps on giving. The rap beef between Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly continues to heat up as Eminem has fired back with his new diss track titled Killshot. This obviously comes after MGK really fired a bomb with Rap Devil. It blew up, garnering over 50 million views on YouTube. Really just all over the place. It's been inevitable that you probably heard the song in the past week. This all started, if you're not familiar with the situation, because on Eminem's new album Kamikaze, he was dissed in the song Not Alike featuring Royce da 5'9". He called out MGK because MGK famously in the past talked about his, at the time, underage 16-year-old daughter Haley, and Eminem didn't quite like that. And that was just one of many things that really set him off, and he kind of took him down in a big way on that album. Now, with MGK's response, I did a video on it. I felt it was adequate, but not exactly enough to really knock him off in the sense that, wow, that was the nail in the coffin. And on this new response from Eminem, I'm really sensing some heat, but is it enough? Is it enough to truly end MGK? Before I dive into my discussion and my thoughts on the new Eminem diss, please let me know what you think. Start typing a comment now. Let me know what you thought of the Eminem response. Was it enough? And while you're down there, please hit that like button on the video. Eminem opens up Killshot by mocking a lot of the bars that MGK spit on Rap Devil. He talks about, "You sound like a bitch," and he says, "Shut the fuck up," in response to that when your fans become haters. Some of the other notorious lines at this point from Rap Devil, and I do feel like MGK did get some good punches in there, but does Eminem do enough to really throttle those, to stop those, and counter it with something more massive? A kamikaze attack, I suppose. Overall, I am pleasantly surprised with this. I was either hoping that Eminem would take his time with the response diss track, and he did. He didn't just fire back overnight like, say, a Drake to Pusha T or something like that. And he crafted something that does feel like it could hurt MGK, but overall, I just don't see this as being as epic as I think a lot of the fans will see it as. That being said, it's still a very good diss track. I like the fact that he does have some good counters, and the fact that it seems like he genuinely doesn't care, or at least didn't care about MGK, and he was just one of many people that he dissed on Kamikaze. MGK is acting like an obsessed stan, which actually started from Eminem's song Stan, and now we've got fandoms, everybody else that have the stans in them that are mega huge fans, and Eminem is basically saying all over this track that you're the biggest stan of them all, and you're butthurt because you're not getting the love from Daddy Eminem. Obviously, there's a lot of parts in Killshot that see Eminem hyping himself up, talking about the fact that before MGK, he's 29 now, at Eminem's age, before that point, he had 3 albums that had blown up, had skyrocketed, and he's not kidding. Those were 3 records that were really kind of world-changing, shape-shifting for everybody at that time. And MGK, while he has had some hits, Rap Devil is the most notoriety that he's had in a very, very long time. He hasn't seen this kind of attention since the Lace Up days, I don't think. And I think that maybe it inspired him to step his game up some, but he still uses the auto-tune in that track. Eminem makes fun of that. And I think that here, Eminem's main point is the fact that this is the biggest that you're ever gonna be, and it's because you're responding to me. It's because you're firing back, and people love drama. People don't really care about you, they only care about the fact that you're responding to Eminem, and I think that I agree with him there. There's one section of the song that I really did enjoy where he starts talking about the fact that he feels like he's babysitting Lil Tay, which is something that's the little kid that, if you're not familiar somehow, she goes around and flexes on people, and it's just kind of aggravating and annoying, and he's saying that, you're like a 10-year-old with a ton of rage bottled up inside of you, and you just shot the video for Rap Devil, but you're essentially digging your own grave. He goes on to mention that MGK is never featured on these lists of rappers that are the greatest, like Jay-Z and Biggie. Instead, he's next to Iggy Azalea and Taylor Swift, perhaps, if any list at all. And I do think there's some truth there. I mean, you don't see a ton of people talking about or even praising MGK, and it's something where Eminem, he's not exactly loved by the critics. I definitely have found favor with him because I've been a big fan since I was a kid, but I do feel like that even though Eminem might not have that critical praise, he has the fan base to back it up, and MGK, even though he does have his hardcore fans, it's nowhere as near as big. A couple of other lines that landed in my opinion are, "My biggest flops are your greatest hits," saying that Revival might have tanked and not really had the single power that his past records, even the Marshall Mathers LP, had, with hits like Berserk, and you had even River, and of course the lead-off single Walk on Water charting in the top 20. He's saying that those hits there, his worst of the worst in terms of commercial success, is still more than MGK gets. And even though Rap Devil is sure to hang around on the charts at least for a little bit, it's only because Eminem's name was attached to it. He also talks about the fact that he's like a machine gun out of ammo, which, sure, may be an easy target there, but also a good one that just feels satisfying. I do feel like the main problems I have with the diss track overall are the fact that it relies on the fact that he thinks that he basically has his dick in his mouth. He's talking about MGK, saying that he would like to suck him off in order to be Eminem for a day and all of these other things, and it just kind of feels bro-ish in my opinion. I mean, I guess if you're into that sort of thing, like if you like that as a diss, I just don't see it as a diss really. I just see it as kind of dumb and just easy and low-hanging fruit, and I think Eminem can do better. One line that's sure to get people talking in the final song that I really want to touch on here is where Eminem goes in and says, "But Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day that Diddy admits that he put out the hit that got Pac killed," obviously referring to Tupac Shakur. This is something that is sure to stir up some controversy. I think a lot of people will be talking about it, and then at the end of the song, Eminem talks about the fact that, "I'm just kidding, Diddy, I love you," and kind of gives a throwback to his 2002 cut Kill You. It's an interesting perspective, and I just feel like the last real line that we're left with, "So just leave my dick in your mouth and keep my daughter out of it," it's a good sting, but I don't know if it's a big enough burn. If it keeps going on like this, I feel like it's just gonna turn into a shouting match, and I, for one, don't really want to see that. There were still good bars on this. There were some weak lines, some corny ones, but also some strong stingers, some strong punches that really did land. But let me know, what did you think overall? It gets a thumbs up from me, albeit a hesitant one, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the beef? Who is winning? Who's taking the L? Give your input, type a comment now, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel too. That's it for this one, guys. If you want to see my thoughts on Rap Devil and Not Alike, then tap right over here, or tap here for my review of Kamikaze. If you're able to support me on Patreon, it would be greatly appreciated. Tap the top link down below, or else the annotation in the corner of the screen. All of my socials can be found in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.